National Assembly is set for a fresh amendment to the Constitution, and in line with the tradition, both the Senate and House of Representatives will this week resume further amendment to the Constitution, with emphasis on the creation of state police, value-added tax, and electoral reforms. The urgency of another amendment is not unconnected with the issue of VAT collection that have been generating a legal battle between the Federal Inland Revenue Service and some state governments. The two chambers will inaugurate separate committees to be led by the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Bara, and also the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, when they resume legislative activities from their 3-week Christmas and end-of-year recess. Although efforts to commence amendments to the 1999 Constitution began in the 4th National Assembly, that's from 1999 to 2003, actual exercise began in the 5th National Assembly, that is 2003 to 2007, led by the then Deputy President of the Senate, late Ibrahim Matu. It was marred by reports of a third-term agenda by the then administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo. To date, every tenure of the National Assembly has initiated a fresh constitutional amendment project for which some 4 billion naira is approved and to be appropriated and released based on 1 billion naira per year. With the huge funds spent in the review, many still question the exercise in itself. But with the last elections going the way it went, even after the review of the Electoral Act and the insecurity festering in the country, many are also of a view that Nigeria needs a review of the Constitution. But the big question and the big story for today, will this review go the way of others, with many not satisfied with its outcome, or will it help with the 10 or contending issues? Well, a look at these and more as it concerns the review of the 1999 Constitution by the 10th National Assembly is what this edition of the big story is all about. I was talking about planned constitutional review by the 10th National Assembly addressing the issues of the creation of state police, VAT, and others. And that's what we're looking at as a major today on the big story. We're looking at the planned review of the Constitution 1999 as amended by the 10th National Assembly, and looking at those critical issues that is most certainly going to take center stage on the review as it will happen this week. And to truly help us talk about this is no other person but Chief Pius Ovije. Is a politician and also one that's really concerned about some of the measures that will take center stage as the 10th National Assembly plans to review the Constitution. I need to welcome you again, Chief Pius Ovije. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Now, according to our findings, the review of the Constitution have been constituted in the last 24 years, since the return of democracy in 1999, with at least 30 alterations made to the 1999 Constitution, and at a collective spending of almost 24.6 billion naira have been spent on the review of the Constitution in the last 24 years. But let's leave the issue of the money being spent. That's not where I'm going to. But let's look at the process itself. Now, do you feel this planned review is in order, or is just another review that comes along with the new National Assembly and it's more of a tradition?
It's going to be a review, one of the reviews that's too much. You see, Nigerians...
You feel one too many?
Too many. Too many. Nigerians have complained about this particular constitution, the 1999 constitution. That constitution is not Nigeria constitution. It's a military decree. It's a constitution formulated by the military. And it has so many that... As you are amending, you want to amend one section, other sections are opening up. That's why they now call that 2014 confab. That they should look at it. Do we really need a review of this constitution now, or we need a brand new constitution? Because the 9th Assembly, immediately they were inaugurated, they went all out, attacked reviewing
the Constitution.
They came out with so many of the sessions, concluded on them, voted on them, forwarded them to the various states. You know, that is the provision. Because after their exercise,
yes.
it will be sent to the states.
To get approval for most 24.
Get approval for most of all these things.
Yeah.
And from there, the states, they accepted some and threw the other ones away. Like the autonomy of local government, and so on and so forth. Now, coming again with this 10th assembly, kicking off again with another review of this constitution. The review will continue to come in, and money will continue to be pumped in for the same review and get no results.
Because that's where I was going. Yeah, that's where I was going to.
So now, it's better if they would really want to do a good review. First of all, let the National Assembly have a look at that 2014 confab and inculcate it into the constitution. Let them from there form a constitution out of that.
But sir, let's remain with what you said. You're totally not buying the idea of a review of the constitution.
No.
But we also do understand that some of the reasons the 2014 confab have not been adopted and doesn't seem any time to be adopted anytime soon is that some persons are totally against some of the rulings of that confab, 2014 confab. I'm not going to sound sectionalized. I'm not going to call a certain region on account of their disapproval of some of the basic in that confab. So let's look at it. Is it not just wishful thinking that we will now feel the 2014 confab will be reviewed and a basis for a new constitution, looking at some of the fundamentals that made them reject the 2014 confab are still clear and present?
Look at it this way. When we say the review, we are not asking them. We are not asking. One is not asking the National Assembly to just uplift what is in the 2014 confab. Okay. Have a look at that. There are areas that we accepted.
And that will deal with the present problems we have.
Can deal with the present problems, such as state police. They are there. In that confab is there. We bring those ones out. Then withering down the power of INEC, reducing the, most of the functions of INEC to be distributed to other areas, like ways as ways suggested. Yeah. Instead of just one man having everything regarding to do it. Yeah. All these are there. Why don't they carry them down? The National Assembly, yes, you are the people they voted for. You have all the power to do it. Have a look at this, what the confab say. Because since 2014, if they come in, the National Assembly table this confab issue. The issue of this yearly, every year, every National Assembly coming to draw money for, amending the constitution, as if the document will continue to be amended in that manner and until it becomes so useless to everybody.
Oh, okay, now let's still remain with it, because you said something and I want us to really address it. The whole blame of not doing or we not getting enough from the review of this constitution cannot only be hinged or put on the National Assembly. According to the review, at least 24 states out of the 36 House of Assemblies are also permitted after the review of the National Assembly. They need to go to these states. And we need to get 24 out of the 36 to do. But we do understand that most of these governors seamlessly control the State House of Assembly. And they, like you said, or that of the local government autonomy has always been a hindering block to achieving all of that. Now, do you see that also happening with the issues that are to be discussed in this assembly? Because why I ask, remember in the paper, especially the Nigerian Tribune this morning, Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has come out to say, well, no funds for state police. So even if they review it, it comes to Imo, there's every certainty that that will not happen. So what will make this different? Do you see any way we can make this different and make some of these issues come to be as we try to discuss them?
Yes. You see, in Nigeria today, so many things are playing. Religion, regional,
okay,
and so on and so forth. are playing in today's politics.
Of course.
And that is exactly what is also happening in the National Assembly. That is why we now say, I think that the National Assembly will not be able to come with a good reform, a good constitution, because so many things are playing out there.
So it's not a matter of sitting down to talk about it, but looking at the fundamentals around it.
Yes,
the
present constitution tilted to one particular region. And when it comes to voting on certain issues, you see it playing out. Let me just give you an example. That a department, a session, the CBN, want to move a department of its operations.
A department?
A department down to
Lagos.
Another of their branch in Lagos. You can just see the comments. You can just see comments from well-known person like Udume, who have been in the National Assembly
for decades.
You see what Udume said. That's to tell you the danger we have in that. As if the CBN is a northern property. As if Abuja, as it's located, is a northern property. No, Nigeria has problem. There's big problem when you look at it. So when you move that one to looking at the constitution, and where person of a person like Udume
would have his input,
a principal member
of the National Assembly.
You can just imagine what he will be saying things about this. If the proposed transfer of a department to another zone, you see all that is coming out of his mouth. So, and these are the people who you are saying they want to go and spend money to review constitution. What sort of constitution are they going to review? What will they come out with? It will become a problem. It will become a problem. So these are the issues. If they want to do a new constitution, let there just be a new constitution. Let them select people, come out, read people from the zones. Let them sit down quietly. Not the National Assembly you are seeing there. Not the National Assembly.
So something similar to what we had during the
yes, you know, or alternatively they don't want. Let us fall back to the constitution that brought Nigeria into existence, the independent constitution. Let's start from there. If we cannot, because now religion, regional, all lands, they've bastardized. These are the things that we are not so prominent in the independent constitution, the independent time. We were not there. So if we, on a worst note, let us fall down to that constitution and see how to amend it. A little amendment of that one. Instead of calling it regional, it could be on states and so on. All the zones we have now. So that they can move forward. Because going there, the 4 years of this National Assembly will come to an end without them achieving the result.
Okay, now let's just be a bit optimistic and leave your strong reservation of any positive thing coming out of these planned reforms. But let's look at some of the major issues that we know that will definitely take center stage. And we do know that the urgency at another look or review of the Constitution is with the issue of VAT collection. Okay. That's another major reason that they are planning to have a review of this Constitution. And we do know there's already that legal issue between the federal government and some states. And to be precise, specific in it, we have the Rivers State and Lagos State government who have even enacted laws and called for the decentralization of collection, while some other states like Kebbi and Katsina has also pushed for the centralized pool of this VAT. Now the case is we still know it's pending at the Supreme Court, so we'll not dive deep into some of the issues. But let's look at the issues of VAT And where do you stand on that very issue of VAT?
That is the issue of VAT is just what Lagos and Rivers are fighting for. It's nothing but on a simple word: resource control. Resource control. Look at that. They're just reducing it to VAT. Okay, the VAT issue. Lagos, Rivers, they are the major contributors.
Yeah.
As far as that is concerned.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Places like Kebbi and Co. They will not want that division, that removal will succeed. Well, before they will mention it at the floor of that house or the constitution review, it will die
in natural death.
Natural death. Because why? Like as the constitution tented, it made it their majority. And in that house, majority have their way. So a particular region, that is the northern region to be precise, we never see that VAT issue come to succeed. How do you do it? You are collecting VAT for taking alcohol from the south. You are sharing the money, but you will not want the same alcohol to be sold in your territory. In Kano, they will be destroying cartons of beer and co. But that is what Lagos and
Rivers are selling.
They are selling here.
You're not taking
VAT and you are joining it. Do you think they will support whatever Rivers and Lagos is fighting over their dead body? Because you know that it will have direct effect on their monthly ritual from Abuja, which they now call FAC allocation. It will have a direct effect on them, and that is why they are crying. They were not. So these are the problem. The earlier they look at that constitution properly and take it toward the independence constitution, Nigeria will have
do you see this issue of VAT as another reasons Nigerians have not really been able to spread its wealth? The reason I ask this, now, do you feel if each state is given that pure power to control the VAT, other states will definitely pick up and try to see how they can develop their economy to also see how they can get this tax to them? And do you see if we do not go that route, most states will never develop as a internally generated revenue?
It's not to let the VAT. That's why I started it by telling you that when you are talking about the VAT, automatically you are talking about resource control.
That I know.
Which are not going to agree. You look at it. You are a father. You have 36 children. Then all of them go. They work. And they are working, you are directing them. Whatever thing that they are working should be come to you, the father.
Yes.
Then at the end of the month, all of them should come to you. Then from there you will start sharing it for them. Automatically, some good number of them, they will just be lazy. They will just go carry on drinking and wine away. While the ones that are working and be working are dying. It will get to a stage they will tell you, say, we are tired of working. We are tired of working. Let all of us sit down. The way Paul, Benson, and Co. they are doing, let all of us do that and see whether the father will have something to share. That's where we are going to. But if you make them say, all of you go and work, at the end of the day, whatever thing you earn, bring 2% or 1% of it to me, your father. They will all be busy. They will, in fact, you will not find lazy one among them. That's what we are suffering here in Nigeria. 36 states. End of the month, everybody move to Abuja. All commissioners of finance move to Abuja to go and collect money. Meanwhile, they have same resources that can give them money. But they are sensible. Like places in Zafara, Kebbi and Co. You see, they mine their own gold.
Yeah.
They mine their own gold. But the gold go to their individual purse. But if you now make it that the state fund themselves, they will mine the gold and the gold money will go to the purse of the state. And the state will be known as a rich state. So these are the problems. The military, that suspended the independent constitution created this problem. And how do we go back to it? There is no political way to move back to follow the line that will put Nigeria in the proper place.
Well, if this is done, will you not wither down the powers of the presidency and the central? Hence, even the presidency might not be even open to this idea.
No. The present president that we have will be very open to this idea. But where is the will power? Where is the political power? You know what? When you have gotten there, it's not what we are seeing from outside. The politics there will become so mad. You try this, this will be this, this will be this. You will see calls outside your territory, outside Nigeria, coming to meet you. Please, you are invited immediately. There are a lot of things. The political will is not there yet. Until Nigeria, where the Nigeria is going to now, until we come to the ground, that will not say yes. That is like pushing, you have pushed the goat to the wall. You have no other way to go.
But to return.
It is then it will return. It will not be to your tent, all Israel. People will not fight for themselves. That's where we are going. Because with these things that are happening, people are looking at it as a joke. If you got to a stage, you say you are talking about insecurity. People can no longer feed. People can no longer feed. You think, first of all, they will be descending on themselves. To get to a stage, they will descend on the government itself. So everybody will not decide to join together and decide. So that is where we are going. So how do we arrest all this? The whole thing is bastardized. Let us come back. Review of constitution. To me, you want to review this constitution 100 times, it will not give us the necessary results. Because it has been tethered to one section, and that section will never allow you to temper. I just told you just a transfer of a department, which is supposed to be administrative decision.
It's not too.
It's turning to a national issue. Move this department to this. Okay. Do you say there's no CBN branch in Lagos?
No. There is.
Then you don't have the, as a governor of CBN, you don't have the right to move a particular department and say you move to that, this department should go there, because most of them are coming down here. For instance, you have a department for these commercial banks.
Yes.
Dealing with commercial banks.
Yes.
And most of the headquarters of commercial banks, they are all in Lagos.
Of course we do.
So if you want to have a meeting with the heads of commercial banks, you move all of them from Lagos. They will be flying down with the people in that department. Instead, let the department move down there, and they always a free flow of it. If not nearly, over 70 to 80% headquarters of commercial banks are in Lagos. So what if they are moving a particular section? Why must you turn to a national issue? Then you are not talking about amending constitution. Amend constitution, which is a national issue. You see the problem. So that is why these rituals of review
of every
4 years. Well, they are there. Let's assume that some goodies will come from it, but it's still far.
But anyway, it will not be far for us, because we need to look at some major issues also as it concerns the review. But I'll plead with you for you to hold on. We need to go on a break now, but when we come back, we'll talk more as it concerns the planned review of the 1999 Constitution as amended by the 10th National Assembly, and what focus should be there to deal with the issues, and is it just a tradition, or are we going to see a difference? Well, a question. Let's go on a break.